Here's another tricky question in JavaScript that could benefit you a lot if you know the answer behind this, or even if you don't, it will benefit you regardless once I explain you how this works. So basically, before I go ahead and explain you, I hope you pause the video and you try to find out the answer by yourself. And if you did, then I'm going to run this code right now and you're going to see the output pop up in the screen. So if I click on run, the output is nothing but 1. So if you got it correct, then that's great. But if you didn't, then I'll help you explain the reason to why it's 1. So this problem looks a bit tricky, but it's pretty simple and self-explanatory. You just have to know how these concepts work in JavaScript. So basically what's happening here is all the extra resolve and reject you see here, these are all put here to confuse you. That's all. What happens when you go within this promise code is that what JavaScript does is once it reaches resolve or reject, it settles it then and there itself. What's happening here is once we reach inside this code, whenever within the promise, when it gets settled, by settled I mean when it gets, you can say resolved or rejected. So whenever a promise gets settled, any call after that, so basically any additional call to any resolve or reject after the first settlement is not counted. So this means that promise can settle only once. So all these resolve and reject you see here, they are completely and utterly unnecessary, because the moment you reach resolve over here, the promise got settled and then it doesn't care about anything else after that. As you know, in JavaScript, once the promise gets resolved, then it goes to the .then part, and if it's rejected, then it goes to the .catch part, right, to the error part. And in this case, it's resolved, and once it sees resolve 1, then the promise has been settled, so it's not going to care about any of these 4 lines, and after that it's going to look for the .then. So then .then comes up over here, and within the .then it's going to console log the value, and the value is nothing but 1, because when we do resolve of 1, this gets passed as the callback our parameter argument to this .then, and that is what's being console logged over here, and that's why you see the output 1 over here. So this is another type of tricky questions that you can face during interviews, and knowing these type of questions beforehand is going to help you a lot in the future, whether it's during coding or during any live interview round. So I hope this benefited you in some way, and if you enjoyed the video, then stay tuned, because I'm going to bring up a bunch of tricky questions just like these, and it's going to help you strengthen your JavaScript knowledge by a lot. So stay tuned for more, and don't forget to like and subscribe.